Hello? Ah. Ah. Weird. Apparently we're still unstable, but I got 0 dropped frames there, by the way. Usually I can tell if there's some like dropped frames or something. Oh geez. I don't know. The thing is, OBS is saying we're fine. Twitch is saying we are really not doing fine. Let's do a little bit of, yeah, we had one unstable event. Like, we were going fine, and then we had a single unstable event. Yeah, we were unstable for 10 seconds. And that completely murked everything. Again, I didn't see any dropped frames. I'm not seeing any hiccups on my router. I'm not seeing any. The router and modem are fine. I'm looking over at that. I'm seeing nothing wrong over there. I don't think it's on my side. I think Twitch just had a boo-boo. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Because it's saying like, oh, you have a poor network connection. I'm like, I don't. Like, Twitch, I don't. Nothing is saying I have a bad network connection here outside of you. You are the one saying this. So I will keep an eye on this. So let's keep an eye on this just to make sure we have no more issues. We probably will because that's my life. So, let's see. When a section is flipped, both sides will record the value of the numbered cards of both black and red. Black is defense. Black is defense. Ripostes. Parries, chambered strikes, chambered attack, chambered blades, or even just outright blocking an attack. Red is offense. Strikes, stabs, and even the and attempts at the opponent's life. Both when flipped, both will record. When flipped, the both how do I want to work? The more red indicates more damage. What did I end up calling it? I didn't call it wounds. I called it bravado. Okay, yeah, it's bravado. Indicates more damage coming toward the fighter. This will directly red is directly countered. Actually, I should say offense. Offense is directly countered by defense. Offense is directly countered by defense. And any excess offense is directly striking home, dealing direct damage to the opponent. dealing direct damage to the fighter. Damage is mutual. In a street fight. Stabbing at one another with no defense. No defense will end with two impaled fools dying next to one another. Yeah. Mutual street fight, stabbing at one another with no defense will end with two impaled fools dying next to one. If face cards are played in the row, then it would be then each one has a unique effect tied to it. Either increasing or decreasing the amount that offense or simple enough to understand. Twitch-sama. Oh. That was weird. Any excess offense is striking home, dealing direct damage. I'm going to put a little thing right there just to kind of more highlight how this is going to look. So we need to find that. We do this. We go over here. We take this. We start at the bottom. We'll start with Jack, Queen, King, Joker, Ace. Actually, no, we'll do Ace, Joker. So, the king, royal in nature. Let's see. The king, royal in nature, doubles the value, doubles the numerical. If I can fucking spell, doubles the numerical value of any card sharing the same suit. King of Spades. King of Spades makes a four of spades worth 8 defense, which brings us to Queens. The Queen, regal in demeanor, reduces the value of opposing cards in the same suit. In the same suit to 0. Queen of Hearts makes an opposing 4 of Hearts worth 0 offense. Jack. The Jack. Whimsical, and what would be I will note, your design thunk today gave me an idea of modifying those battleship boards into a portable skirmish war game with tiny terrain and minis. By the way, I am completely flabbergasted that that's never been done before. I'm completely being honest with everybody here. I thought that would be like a thing that people would do. I've seen people take like fucking Catan into a war game. I'm like, oh, this has to exist. Though I did find with that, I do find this funny though. This is Battleship Galaxies. I didn't think this existed. I've never heard of this game before, by the way. But yes, this is Battleship Galaxies. And it's like a full-on, like, legit, like, war game, battleship game. Like, like, these minis don't look bad. Like, these are actual, like, legit minis. It looks like you have capital ships and you kind of have like little fighter crafts and stuff. I was like, hot damn, and like some of these battles get pretty big. You see some of those ships in the background though? Jesus, those things look fucking huge. Even down to things like, yeah, some of these things look pretty fucking big. And nothing happened with it. Like, just nothing happened. It just went away. And it's like, these aren't small. Like, you kind of see here, looks pretty good. Miniatures look a little, it's like $60, mind you. I think that was kind of the turnoff, is like, it's about 60, 70 bucks. And this is with now prices, by the way. That's one thing you got to remember. This is now prices. But it does look it kind of looks neat. It looks a little bit baller, not gonna lie. I will probably try to find it on TTS or something just to say that it exists. Yamato! It's not that good. I only find Dice Tower review from 2000. Well, here's the thing. This is what happened that I found. I was doing a little bit of digging myself. One of the things that happened was when this game came out, literally like a week before, X-Wing came out. Like X-Wing, you know, one of the most successful space war games ever. Yeah, it kind of got a little bit fucky-wuckied. Like, it was like, oh, well, yeah, no shit, you didn't do well. Fucking X-Wing came out, and it was like, X-Wing was cheaper. You got more out of X-Wing, and it had the fucking if I'm looking at this right, it had the IP. That's the word I'm looking for. Give me the Dominion game or give me death. Yeah, the dedicated 5-second ones. Because I wanted, like, the thing is, I wanted to talk about some of those little games that like just been kind of in my backseat. I just haven't really been able to do anything with. Is Mercurial the right? What would be like a... What would you describe someone who just attracts people to them? Like, how would you describe that? Magnetic? I think that would be like, yeah, we'll go with magnetic. Mercurial and magnetic. Mercurial and magnetic allows the... It's just draw... Mercurial and magnetic. Add allow draw a card from the top deck. Top deck a card and place it directly. And place it directly on the column of the jack. The jack is, how do I want to word it? The jack is your gamble. This is the ultimate gamble. Every other one kind of does something else. Like, oh, you know, it's like, yeah, you double the value of a suit. You reduce the value of the other suit. You ignore all offense and defense. You value the largest card of the same type. It's like, it's, even though Ace, I'm going to actually be changing this, by the way. It's kind of like, yeah, the jack, just gamble. It's just a gamble, and I'm okay with jacks being like, yeah, this is it. This is like a gamble. It's going to pay off, or it's going to get you fucking killed. And it's like, if you are gambling on the jack, like, you're going to have a bad time. But if you are like, okay, I'm like 90% sure we can get something out of this, then it's like, yeah. If you want to exacerbate what you already think you're going to win, a jack might be the thing to tie it all together. Or if you want to get your shit rocked, gamble on it and lose immediately. Just lose violently. The Joker, removes all attack, removes all offense or defense of the opposing. Let's see, it removes all offense or defense of the opposing side, depending on the color. Depending on the color, red or black. So it's I'll do a footnote. Red Joker removes offense. Black Joker removes defense. This is not for like thematic purposes. If I wanted to be more thematic, I would switch that around. This is just for convenience's sake. A personal gamble. Activates a piece of equipment. Didn't know we were going to get a musical out of Notepad today. Every day's a musical for Notepad and on. What's that? Personal gamble and activates a piece of equipment. The Yeah, the idea of the ace is something along the lines of, let's just say for example, you have a parrying dagger. You have a parrying dagger in your one hand. You're always going to get the passive effect of the parrying dagger. But if you have an ace in, let's say, like your left, and where you have your dagger, you'll be able to activate its ability. And its ability might be something along the lines of, hey, I can use this to, instead of being able to just go all in on one, I can convert anything. I can kind of like, all of my value here is exactly where I want it to be. So it's like, okay, yeah, cool. I've made my parrying dagger really fucking good, or something like that. Or it's like, you have an axe, you go through. It's like, hey, you have an axe, you go through and you parry. You hit someone in the fucking head with it or something. I don't fucking know. I haven't gotten that far. Pretty much, the ace is activate whatever your weapon's special gimmick is. And some of them are going to have special gimmicks where it's like, yeah, you have like a setup. It's like, yeah, play an ace and like do something cool. I might put some talents tied to it. So it's like, no matter what, you can always use your ace to do something. It's your gamble, no one else's. Jack, Mercurial and Magnetic. Top deck a card placed directly in the column of the Jack. The Joker. Chaotic and unpredictable. All offense or defense on the opposing side, depending on the color. The ace, a personal gamble, trigger a special move. Triggers a special move or ability that a piece of equipment has, resolving its effects. Remember, there's only 4 aces in the and they are very, it's like, yeah, play them. Like, royal in nature, doubles numerical value, being sharing the same suit. King of spades makes, we're going to put these footnotes because they're a little bit odd. That's why I want to explain them. Weirdly enough, this is actually like my first set of footnotes. I usually have quite a few of these. Next imposing 4 of hearts worth 0 offense. Yeah. Border or no border? I'm feeling border. I think that looks nicer. Yeah. I think this looks nicer. Oh yeah, speaking about graphic design and how it is my passion, I did finally finish up going over, actually kind of cleaning up in a way, Sidewinder. Sidewinder's technically done. I still need to go through and do some editing just to make sure everything reads well, but that is neither here nor there. So, let's see. Fight's broken out. Duel's kicked off. Let's see. After the comparison, both sides stagger back, and ready again. Whoever did the most damage. Or let's see. Whoever did the most damage, or whoever did the most damage will begin the next round of clashes, suggesting one of the fighters doesn't doesn't collapse from their wounds. Thrust, sweeping, counter. Okay, so that is basically 90% of the combat right here. We're done with 95% of the combat. That's it. It's not complicated. How the art went for that game. Give me 1 second. I think it generally turned out well. I tried to stick with this style for a vast majority of Sidewinder. I thought this looked pretty nice. Some of them came out better than others, but using a little bit of gung-ho, a little bit of finagling, a lot of just a fuck ton, guys, of paint.net. I managed to clean up a couple of them, make them look pretty nice. I think it looks okay. My graphic design friend likes it, so that's all that matters. But yeah, it happened. It worked pretty well. After I get everything cleaned up with it, I will most likely bundle zip up all those files and ship them off as their own thing. Yeah, I need to, again, it's right now it's just editing, like word editing. That's really not, it's a pain in the ass, but it's a lot easier than having to like just put everything in place. I had to remind you, I had to rewrite the entirety, mind you, the entirety of the ground combat section. Rewrote the entire fucking thing because I was going over it. I'm like, what the fuck is this notepad? What in the fuck are you on about? Like, are you having a stroke? Like, just me going through it, I'm like, what in the fuck? What in the fuck? But yeah, I fixed that up a little bit, made it a little bit easier to read. I actually put that in the main document as well. Let's do, how do we want to do, Mm. Alas, poor bastard. Alas, poor bastard. Okay. Mm. Mm. It feels a familiar sensation of agony when taking a hit. A bladed or other such weapon has hit the body, and it feels the familiar sensation of agonizing pain. Mm, mm. Bastards and bastards and actually I should say is the bastards. The bastards and other quote important entities have bravado. Their natural charm, charisma, and stamina. Keeping them alive from devilish hits. As stated above, when taking damage. As stated above, when taking damage, the bastard will reduce their. Let's see. The bastard will reduce their bravado. Reduce their bravado first. Near misses or scraped clothing. Near misses. Flesh. Let's see. Near misses, torn clothes, or minor flesh wounds are all that's visible. However, when bravado is broken, and a strike hits home, and a an attack. Let's see. And an attack pierces the defenses of the when bravado is broken and an attack pierces the defenses of a bastard, they'll begin to take wounds. Wounds are split up into let's see. Actually, wounds are split up into four categories: flesh, minor, major, and mortal. Wounds. Totaling up the total amount of damage indicates the current amount of wounds the bastard has sustained. We put a table right there. For example, if what was the name of our sample character? Vincent, I believe. Vincente. Nope, that's not. There we go, Vincente. For example, if Vincente is struck by a blow while he is exposed, struck by blows and exposed, and takes 8 damage. He's currently in minor wounds. If he were to take another hit, 3 damage, He is in major wounds with a total of 11 damage applied to him. A total for the 11 damage applied to him. Differentiating the different blows. Differentiating the different blows is important for the. Let's see. Differentiating the different blows. Differentiating different blows. So each piece of damage. Each piece of damage. Separate as indicates another separate injury. The bastard has taken. Multiple minor injuries are just as deadly as one rapier in an eye socket. The idea I want to get across here is like it's building up, but you're taking different wounds. Like there are separate actual like damage you're taking. But it's kind of the idea of like, hey, if I stab you once for 8 damage, you have taken a minor wound because of that. If I stab you again for 3 damage only, you go up to major wounds because that little bit of damage did a lot more than anything. But you've taken a second injury. Kind of the idea is like the first one knocked you on your ass kind of a little bit. You're like, ow, that really hurt. The second one means that you are not good. You are not doing too hot right now. And another one will probably kill you. Multiple minor injury. Next April Fool's, Notepad needs to do one of these streams entirely with auto-tune on. Have no fear, everyone. The next, we still got a ways to next April Fool's. Who knows? There may be more rampant schizophrenia. Okay, there's a guy outside. I was like, what the fuck is that? What in the hell? Oof, right there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, bastard taking minor multiple, just until he's one rapier into the eye socket. You bastard. Yo. Let's see. A bastard has sustained when a bastard has sustained mortal wounds, they are on death's door at best. They are on death's door, barely standing up straight as they struggle to remain functional. Any further damage will kill them. Outright. Any further damage will kill them outright. They must be rushed to a barber. Or a more reputable doctor to have the chance of saving them. Mm. Mm. Okay, so we need to do table. We're going to give it the name. We're going to give it the amount of damage that it is. We're going to be doing the medical. Actually, we'll do the medical check, and then we'll do a description. The name, the damage, the medical check, the description. So, wound. So it would be wound into wound damage and medical challenge, wound damage, medical challenge, and then we go into just bump, dump, dump. There we go. I want to be a little bit more precise about things. 2.5. Go. Select all you. Put their wound. Wounds. Healthy. 0. 0. We'll do flesh, which is going to be 1 to 5. 1-5. Medical challenge is going to be See, nasty flesh wound. It stings, but they'll live. Actually, it's not even going to be medical. They're going to have no medical challenge for flesh wound. They're fine. It hurts like hell, but it's fine. Minor wound. So it's going to do minor. 6 to 10, correct? Yeah, 6 to 10 medical challenge. We're going to do rouge noir. Actually, bastard staggers. They've bastard staggered, blood seeping from a true strike. What's standing still. Major, which we're going to do 11 to 15, correct? 15, yes, 11, 15. -3 combat skill. And then it's going to go from double check. This would be a suit, correct? If we're doing this correctly. This would be same suit. No, we'll do complex. We'll do complex then hard. Within 2. Actually, we'll do within 3. Yeah, within 2. So it goes down. Mind screams in the master's mind screams in pain. The wound is serious, and they're faltering. We'll do this would be flesh minor major, and then we do Mm. Mm. Nope, it's not the same suit. It is in 2 with, so that would be, it would be equal value. Equal value. Mortal Kombat skill equal value. Let's take an A. What would be a bloody? It would be a bloody. It would be a. Bloodthirsty, vicious. They'll collapse within the minute. There we go. They're ready to die. They're ready to die. Though barely standing up straight, as they struggle to remain functional. Any further damage will kill them outright. They must be rushed to the barber or a more reputable doctor to have the chance of saving them. Actually, what I should do is, let's see, the bastard dies on the spot. There we go. Actually, this would be mortal. It would be, actually, mortal. If we do a mortal wound. Let me think. That would be mortal wound. What would you call, like, just instantaneous? Like, this is just an instantaneous death. Like, nothing, like, just nothing. Like, there's nothing going on here. Like, you're fucked. Critical, mortal wound. Just an instantaneous, just death. Let me think. Let me think. We want to do, let's do the Wikipedia article for injury. Like, description of wounds. Hello, Scott writes stuff. Tell me about excruciating injuries. Let's No, we're doing well because he cites Game of Thrones and Hunger Games. Let's see, Mortal we would also do. No, Vicious. Actually, no, if we do, cold-blooded, inhuman, remorseless, ruthless, dangerous, violent, savage, brutal, no, savage seems violent, dangerous. Actually, old skull, deadly. What a deadly wound. Mortal wounds, like, yeah, you're still alive, sort of, but like you're like the equal value is really difficult to actually get because the thing is, you need to get in. There is exactly, mind you, 4 cards in the deck that match each other perfectly. So if you draw one of those things, like if you draw, that's a terrible example, I drew the Joker. Let's say, for example, you draw the 5 of spades. You need to get a 5. You need to get one of the 4 5s in the deck. Now, you may think, well, that should be easy. There's, 3 other chances for it. That's the problem, is that you need to get a very specific card for this that's very difficult to actually get the hold of. And if you don't get it, you die. If I want to be really specific, I should use it as a miracle. Actually, see, the medical challenge. The medical challenge is... Let's see, sustained wound. Oh, bastard hat. When the bastard returns, beaten, wounded but alive. Wounded but alive. They'll need to seek medical assistance. Medical assistance. They'll perform a medical, let's see, they'll perform a medical challenge. Equal to their, it would be equal to their sword. Let's see, they'll perform a medical challenge equal to their sword and bastardry rate. There's equal to their sword suit. Actually, no, it wouldn't be their sword suit. Equal to their... Aids, batons. Actually, they'll perform a medical challenge equal to the doctor's skill, equal to their doctor's skill. Barbers are 3 to 4. Doctors are 5 to 6. Witchcraft is 7. They'll need to perform a medical challenge equal to their doctor's skill. Barbers 4. Doctors are 5 to 6. Witchcraft is 7 to 9. If they succeed, then they'll recover. They'll recover 1 wound. They'll recover. They'll reduce their wounds by 1 every day. If they fail, it has grown worse, and they progress by 1. They progress to the next category. And it would be minor to major, minor to major, major to mortal, and mortal to deathly. Deadly. Yep. So that's pretty much, it's kind of the idea, like, if you fuck up, even if you take like a minor wound, which are not complicated to remove, that's the thing, it's not complicated to remove a minor wound. But if you're going to your local fucking, like, hey, I'm going to my local barber all of a sudden, who's barely trained, and he's just going to roll 3. It's fine. I mean, I just gotta. So let's see. I mean, he's going to draw 3 cards, and we just gotta beat whatever this is. Oh, it's a Queen of Spades. Luckily, he has 1. He's got 1 fucking card to work with, and he barely succeeds. But it is possible to fail, and it's going to be harder every single time he does. Getting hurt in this game sucks, and you will die, and everyone will make fun of you. So, last poor bastard. There we go. That's dueling rules. This may seem relatively simple for. This may seem relatively simple, but a duel is simply a clash of steel at the end of the day. And the bastards must plan around their hand and abuse their cheat line to their best abilities. Let's abuse their cheat line to their best abilities. If there is a need for more advanced techniques, consult the following. Range and movement. Combat is rarely a static endeavor of two individuals standing in place. Both are moving to and fro, blocking, dodging, and actively attempting to gain the high ground. To gain an advantage over their opponent. If the WC wishes to implement movement, then a second card will become value. Then use the following rules. Each duel is taking place in a. Let's see. How do I want to? How do I want to work? Each duel is taking place within a number of steps. Of one another, moving back and forth in a series of blows and counter strikes. Mm. Mm. Yeah, moving back and forth in a series of blows and counter strikes. If a target, let's. Mm. Mm. Steps away from one another is the only thing that truly matters. With 0 steps being face to face, with and 2 and 1 step being within close distance of one another. Being close distance of one another, and being within close distance of one another. Each step away or toward the opponent. Actually being within sword fighting distance of one another. Each step away or toward the opponent will take place during the initiative determination. Declaring in unguard. Chance for a duelist to take one of their cards in their hand and declare it and choose it to be one of their their movement card. Also, declaring it on guard is a chance for the duelist to take one of their cards in their hand and choose it to be their movement card. They will take a. If it is black, then they'll step backward. If it is red, they'll step forward. If it is black, they'll step backward. If it's red, they'll step forward. Moist sword strikes can attack up to 2 steps. The sword strikes can attack up to 2, actually. With 0 steps being face to face. With sword strikes can attack up to 2 steps, but depending on the weapon, they may not be able to retaliate or even strike. All of their offense if a weapon the weapon is not within range, they will forfeit all offense cards. Let's see, they'll forfeit all offense cards, but not defense cards. The idea being like, hey, like, I can't hit you from where I am. However, I also don't have, here are like a defense. Like, if I have some defense code, I can still use like this dagger in my hand. I can still try to like block your blows with it. That's kind of the idea there. So even if you like are at a distance, then yeah, you're fine. Forfeit all offense, but no defense cards. Certain steps away, certain steps toward or away from a target may have special features or objects to be interacted with. Let's see. Certain steps are toward or away the target may have special features or objects to be interacted with, such positioning and posturing. Mm. Mm. For example, Vincente is dueling a smuggler, and let's see, is dueling a smuggler aboard their ship. Both are he is informed. He is both aboard their ship. He is informed. That within 3 steps, down 3 steps of both of them is the sides of the ship, and the sides of the side of the ship, and they cannot go any further than cannot go any further than it. However, if yeah, just kind of like basic things like that, which we will do stunts and tricks. Four more. How do I want to explain this? Exciting. For more exciting games of Swords Bastards, stunts and tricks reflect the little abilities and notes the Sword Bastards are able to perform while in a duel. When using an ace, they instead of triggering a weapon effect, or a talent. Instead, use a stunt or trick. They may instead use a stunt or trick. They may instead use a trick. They may instead use a trick of the surrounding area. They may instead use a trick, stunt or trick of the surrounding area. They may use instead in the surrounding area. These stunts should be choreographed. Offense or defense bonuses. Offense or defense bonuses to the situation at hand. Going back to Vincente's duel aboard the ship. Drawing and playing in ace allows him to cut the line. Of one of the supply. One of the How do I want to? He's aboard a ship. He is dueling. Clash. We're fighting aboard the ship. There we go. +5 defense on the left side. It was played at. Tricks on the other hand. Let's see. Tricks on the other hand can be used during the initiative phase, or actually during before the duel. Can be used before the duel, or trickery or initiative phase. Allowing the sword bastard to perform, in action before the fight kicks off. Actually, right before the duel, let the bastard perform an action right before the perform action to give them an advantage or a crippling disadvantage. Disadvantage. Often these are bonus combat skill rating for the round. Often these are bonus combat skill rating. Bonus combat skill. Often these are bonus combat skill that can be applied to one round of combat, one round of the duel, or all these are. Ranged gunpowder weapons. Expensive, rare, and especially powerful. Gunpowder is the ultimate equalizer. In any battle when using most bastards may have, let's see, most bastards will be employing the concealable pistol, the handgun. It would be a flintlock. Pistol, right? Can I still buy a flintlock pistol? Yeah, flintlock muzzleloader for $285. Have no fear, everybody. I can in fact buy a flintlock if I feel like. I can buy a flintlock revolver. Maybe a flintlock pistol. Wikipedia. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I want to do the pistols. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know why people were thinking that Black Flag was going to be anything other than literally just 5e. Like, I'm baffled. Most bastards will be employing the concealable handgun. I'll be concealing the concealable handgun. Most bastards will be employing the concealable handgun. A short range, two-step. Two-step reliably, three-step, four-step. Smoothbore, short-range smoothbore, that takes a solid minute to reload. Getting shot with any gunpowder weapon getting shot with any gunpowder weapon has the opponent will bring any target to mortal wounds. Mortal wounds or mortal wounds. And if they were previously injured, it will bring them to deadly wounds. These 45 minimum most gunpowder weapons are short range unless fired in a volley format. Unless fired in a volley or at close range. Pulling one out in a duel has the bastard discard half of their hand. Let's see. Pulling one out, bastard discard their current. Let's see. Discard their current combat skill, their current hand, and draw equal to their swords ranking, equal to their sword suit. Often the challenge will either be rouge or noir, easy. Will either be rouge will either be easy. Let's see, challenge will either be easy, hard, or a miracle. I'm looking at my rules. No. You want to do will either be easy, complex, hard, or a miracle. So the challenge will either be easy, complex, hard, or a miracle. Depending on the range of the target. If successful, the loud deafening crack. Go. Let's think. Oh goodness, I didn't even. Nothing lasts forever. Here comes the boys. Bring on the men. Send in the clowns. Ba-da-dum. Send in down. Boo-doo-doo. Okay, so what am I missing? I do not know. Okay, so let's take a think. And what do we have? Let's let's take a second here. We've got gunpowder. We can pull a gun on someone and shoot them in the fucking face. Cool, easy enough to understand. We've got movement. We can move around now. Cool. We've got stunts and tricks, which are pretty much just actions you can take during combat that are pretty easy to understand. Awesome, coolio. What else do we need? I guess we can do like I'm gonna call this combat reaction. I don't really know how else to work. Combat reaction. Combat reaction. Should the to bring a bit of dynamic. Combat can be stressful. Let's see. Combat can be stressful at the best of time. Combat can be stressful at the best of times, but certain conditions will trigger different event. But certain condition will trigger different possibilities. The two discussed here will be a perfect chambering and capitulation. I want to make sure I actually got the term correct. Chambering. Actually, let's see. Perfect chambering. A perfect chambering or meeting a weapon with their own. Meeting a weapon with their own occurs when perfect chambering or meeting a weapon with a bastard zone. Bastard zones occurs when both sides have an equal. Let's see. When both sides have an equal amount of. Let's see. Occurs when both sides have an equal amount. Of offense. On both sides. Equal amount of offense in a column. Regardless of defense or any other factor, both attacks knock away one another in the hit. No damage is dealt when this occurs. When this occurs, effectively making extreme gambles and low gambles their own. Rarely this will happen. But on the off chance it does. It could be the difference between life and death. Capitulation occurs when a target has taken a wound. They have the option to fall down and quote capitulate, gripping their new wound, gripping their new Injury tightly to stem the bleeding. To stem the bleeding. And the bleeding a bit. I guess I can add targeted attacks too. With her new injury tightly to stem the bleeding. To stem the bleeding. They've effectively given up and cancels the rest of the round's combat actions. Let's cancel the rest of the round's combat actions. What this entails is giving up before they may take a even more lethal wound in a, or they may take another lethal wound in a different column. Effectively, the idea of capitulation would be: you have taken a wound, you are clearly injured, you get down and you just hold your wound or something. It's you kind of like falling down like, owie zowie, I'm in pain. You've kind of given up and you cancel the attack. But that might mean, hey, I'm taking a wound, I'm out of the fight, you don't hurt me anymore. But that might also entail that you might have failed your own. Hey, I have a massive amount of damage going your way that would have killed you because I have no defense, but it might have also prevented you from taking, 20 extra damage and dying immediately. It's it's the get out of jail free card, effectively. It's the please don't hurt me, please no hurt, please. I give up. Don't hurt me, please. Please, I'm just a little goblin. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm a little goblin. I'm just a little innocent boy. I do not know why I am here. Looks like they updated Vice and Violence. That's cool. Not surprised because the game's a fucking Imager document. Success definitely crack. Okay. Okay, so if we want to be a little bit more precise about things, I guess we could add in directional. Have individual locations targeted instead of let's see, have individual locations targeted instead of just stabbing at the person. When a wound is taken, the WC or bastard will draw a card from the top. We'll draw a card from the top of the deck. We'll draw a card from the top of the deck, and to determine the location of the strike. Arts equal. We'll do. Hearts is the chest. Diamonds is the head. Spades is the legs. Legs, and clubs are the arms. There's no strict mechanical There's no strict mechanical benefit or drawback unless using advanced armor. Which has individual locations. Decked out in gear. Chest, head, arms, legs, etc. Yeah. Pretty much the idea here is like, yeah, I'm targeting a certain location. This is how you do it. I've made an attack. I draw a card. I've got a jack of diamonds, and that means I've hit you in the fucking head, which is pretty bad. Or hey, I've done something, I draw a card, I've got a heart. And because I got a heart, I hit you in the chest. I scrape your cheek, I stab you in the chest. Or, it's things like that. Just to give you a little bit of a little bit of directional combat. Combat's already lethal enough, so I don't really need to go too deep into it, because I'm going to give you a secret with most combat in this situation. If you get stabbed anywhere, really, you're not having a good time. You're kind of out of the fight. Which does lead me to throwing hands. Actually, no. We'll do non-lethal takedown. If a bastard wants to lethally deal with a target, such as just knocking them out. With the blunt of their blade, or just that blade, or bashing their head in with their hilt. Then they will, or bashing their head in with their hilt, then they will for the negative combat skill for the round. If they successfully deal a wound, then the target will, if they successfully bring the target down to major wounds, they are instead knocked unconscious. Knocked unconscious and helpless before the sword bastard. Before the bastard. Pretty much it's like, yeah, you've hit this person. They're already not doing too hot, but it's like, yeah, I brought you down to a place where you won't die. You aren't going to die here. I can make a certainty that will not occur. Like, but hey, maybe you want to die. Oh, gee. Okay, so... I don't know. Non-lethal takedowns. Pretty much it. Like, honest to God, that's literally all combat is. And it keeps going back to fucking aerial. I have no idea why it keeps going back to aerial, and it's super annoying. What is a duel? Like, yeah, that's literally it, by the way. I'm done. Like, that is the entirety of duels, and that's really all I have to worry about. Ta-da! Good job, team. We did it. Am I going to start on equipment tonight? No, I think I started a little bit later than I had originally planned. And because I started a little bit later than I had originally planned, I will most likely not do that tonight. However, with combat done, we've effectively hit the second major hurdle, and we're pretty much on track for minimum Wednesday. And that's like pretty much what Monday is going to be almost entirely about equipment. The thing is, there isn't really going to be that many different kinds of weapons available. I'm not going to lie to anybody here. There aren't going to be a ton of weapons because it's like, by this point in history, by the early modern era, there just kind of wasn't that many weapons available. And it's not like, oh, well, in India, they use the katar during, like, no, we're not dealing with India, though. Because there's only so many ways in this particular system to represent a sword. And what they're going to be, generally speaking, is you're going to have daggers, very short range weapons, very deadly weapons, if you get in close kind of thing. The issue is that they're very cheap, but the idea is also, hey, you have to unguard effectively. If you're even a little skilled, you will unguard with it. And if you unguard with a dagger, that means you're attacking, it's like you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to attack now. Which is the scary thing about the kind of a dagger is like, yeah, if someone gets up in your grill and wants to going to hurt you, guess what? You're going to get your shit rocked because that guy's got a knife and he's in your fucking grill. It's like you have things like the rapier, and then we can kind of start getting things like like an S-stock and things like that. But the main few weapons are going to be things. It's going to be rapier, probably a straight sword, a saber, like just a curved saber, and most likely a cutlass, kind of like a broader head, kind of like a thin versus a broad one. But really, there isn't that many different kinds of weapons to work with, so that won't be very long. And I'm going to give you a secret of what armor is going to be. Armor is going to be literally, you have armor, you don't, but you take a massive combat penalty to it. Because, cards here. Effectively, you gotta remember, the early modern period is when we were phasing out armor a lot. Because turns out having a fucking gun does make, that metal plate you strap to your chest a little bit less, good. So, I think I'll most likely, like, armor's not going to be great. You don't want to take a lot of armor. And if you do take armor, it's, like, very clear, like, you have fucking armor on, which people are going to be like, hey, we don't want to fuck with this dude. It's like, yeah, I have a fucking breastplate strapped to me. But it's going to be able to protect you quite well. The issue being, you're losing a lot of your combat score, and you are going to be, taking some damage, potentially. The weird part with it is that it's going to be a lot of more strange, if that makes sense, more strange kind of things to interact with it. Mostly all the ace abilities when it comes to the weapons. I have like a good idea for each of them. It's just doing it. But I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling fairly confident about next week. Tomorrow, I will either begin a video stream, like a long video stream, or I will work on table derby. It's pretty much going to be, we're going to do a video stream this week, and we're going to do a table derby stream. I just don't know in what order I want to do it in yet. That's kind of the question there. So, yeah. Cool. Good job, team. Now, if you excuse me, it's 11:15, and I'm going to drink some coffee because I hate going to sleep. All right, Godspeed, good luck. I will see you all on the flip side.